Hey everybody, it has been a long time since I've made a video. We're going to do things a little differently here. It's going to be more of a rant and more talk to you guys about something we've all faced: mental burnout. It's kind of like the gloominess of ODST here. It's just a giant mind fog where you're walking around not sure what to do. Now, burnout and depression can go hand in hand and they look oddly similar. So, main causes for burnout that I've noticed that you may have dealt with. It could be work in a professional setting. It could be even your living situation. It could be anything to do with financial, stress, moving, etc. Now, like I said, depression and mental burnout, they end up playing on each other a little bit. But let me ask you, you wake up every day feeling like, hey, let's just get this over with? Or do you wake up going, this is just a rut? If you're thinking just get this over with and survive the day, you're closer to mental burnout than you may think. And it can do everything from stop you doing what you want to do, like for me making videos. And it can make you think that nothing's good enough and you're stuck in a state of perfectionism. Now, how do we deal with this? Well, some would say the old phrase of just man up and get over it. But it's not that simple, is it? At least I don't think it is. So what do? We have to change the mindset. We have to get up and just do it. It's not easy, but that is the first step, is just doing it. And what do I mean by just do it? Well, I don't mean get up and do it because you have to. Do it because you know you have to. Do it because you know if you don't, it's not going to get any better and you're going to be stuck where you're at. So what do we do and how do we go from there? I'm not saying hit yourself with the positivity, lie to yourself and hit yourself with affirmations or whatever mumbo jumbo people want to call it nowadays. No, you need to break it down into tasks. You need to analyze what's going on and why you're starting to feel the way it is. Make an exit strategy. Maybe you're stuck at a job that just doesn't pay you enough or overworks you and you're not sure where to go from there. Or maybe you just feel isolated and that's your biggest problem. Well, if you're isolated, you have to get out and de-isolate. And if you're an introvert, that's even harder because you don't like dealing with people. I know I don't like dealing with people. It's not really something I like to deal with. But unfortunately, in some aspects, we have to. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that everything's going to be sunshine, rainbows, and all of that. But what I will tell you is if you already identified the signs of what's going on for you, then you already know what's wrong. So the next thing to do is make a checklist of how to deal with it. Alright, maybe you're stuck waiting on some sort of information or some piece of something before you can make the next move. You gotta tell yourself that this is just temporary. And you gotta keep going. It's never an easy task. Really isn't. So really, what do we gotta do? Piece it all together, kind of like this campaign? I don't know. But what I will tell you is that I've been there before, and it's kind of something you can get over. Now, mental burnout is not a one-time done deal. It's a multiple occurring factor. You're gonna have it pop up numerous times in your life. It doesn't matter whether it's, like I said, financial difficulty, a new promotion, deadlines, whatever it may be, it's gonna creep its way in. So what is it for you that's creeping in on you? Can you think about it? Once you have it, you know what it is. You can tell me in the comments. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell anybody else. You just have to know what it is. If you don't, then that's something you gotta look at. There's no fancy waypoints like this to tell you which way to go. Luckily, video games, they tell us which way to go. But you don't know. Is it that fork in the road keeping you stuck in one spot? Or is it you're just overthinking? Realistically, it could be a combination of both. So if it is a combination of both, what do? You can't just stop overthinking. That's just not a thing. People who tend to overthink all the time. So you gotta redirect the overthinking. Instead of overthinking on the negative and getting stuck in the anxiety-filled ridden bullshit, you gotta overthink of, okay, where are we at? What steps next? There's no map to tell you where to go, what to do. Another reason for your mental burnout could be your own emotional suppression. Are you not letting yourself deal with the things that are bothering you? Now, I don't know about a lot of people, but I know for me and a lot of men that I know, they don't deal with or know how to deal with properly the emotions that we can end up feeling. Now, I know for one, I really don't. I don't understand those. Many people may have. I grew up being told you just man up and get over it. And that's usually what I do. I just continue on trucking. Is it easy? No, it never has been. So where do you go from here? What do you do? Well, for starters, if you can make a change, definitely do that. Whether it's, moving, if that's viable for you, if it's good for you to do, that's not a horrible idea. Maybe you need a career change. Maybe the people around you are the problem. Maybe the people that are around you just keep pulling themselves down and you don't realize it. And you become like the people you're around, unfortunately. It's just a fact of life. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it is true. On more than one level. Where the hell is this again? This is live commentary. I'm not doing a voiceover. There's no script here, so I'm trying to keep these thoughts rolling off the top of my head. This is more of a rant. I figured since it's been one of those times where I try to sit down, I try to think of ideas, I try to make a video and it doesn't work. I figured we're just gonna do it rant and all. Maybe things will get better as time goes on. Maybe you guys like the rants, maybe you guys don't. Hell, I could be repeating myself a lot for all I know. But that doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that I'm trying to just do it. It's funny to say, but sometimes just trying to get the start going and trying to make sure that you can get somewhere and stay on that path and continue forward with it is the way to go. My video started taking a major effect a while back, and the quality went down and everything like that went down, and it showed. The viewer retention declined, all of that. And to a degree, the channel only started as a way to distract myself. I had to take some time out of work for a little while after a car accident, and that was a long process. If you do get into a car accident, make sure that you get the police reports, you talk to lawyers, all that, make sure that you're good, because it can be a long process. It took probably a little bit over a year before anything really ended up ending with that situation. And it was just more unknown, more money spent, that doesn't help in the financial department, which is all leading to burnout. More responsibilities at work, no extra pay, that kind of stuff all leads up to it. You know, yeah, being the go-to guy has its downfalls and its positives, of course. The positive being that you have more to throw onto the resume. The downfall, not always getting extra raise or, you know, the what do you call it? Not necessarily praise, but recognition that you deserve for what you do. I mean, sure, you know, coworkers may see it. Hell, even a supervisor might see it. But management, they don't look at all of that. All they look at usually is productivity, numbers, etc., and how that works. All they care about is how to have more profit for less payment. They always want to do things cheaper. So that's something else that's going to lead to burnout. You know, the new hires coming in at a slightly higher pay rate. Sure, you can try to argue to get the raise, but the reality of the matter is you're probably going to start looking for something new. And that's usually the way to go. Just find something new and do something that's going to put more money in your pocket. I think I'm going the wrong way. That's a common thing you might tell yourself when you're just dealing with burnout. Going the wrong way, you're doing it wrong, it's not gonna work. You gotta stop telling yourself that. Otherwise, you're gonna sit there with hundreds of projects just not completed. And everything's gonna get put on the back burner. You're gonna stress yourself out. And even if you're good at handling stress, I consider myself very good at handling stress and being good under pressure. Oh, I missed. Missed again. Damn, I'm horrible. Alright. Keep missing. Kind of like I missed a lot of shots that I probably could have taken at some point, but we've all done that. You know, and that's another thing. You can't tell yourself, I should have done this, I should have done that. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know, you gotta look at the situation you're in for what it is. Oh, I'm about to die. I keep forgetting it's not X for this. Alright, there we go. You know, it's like all these covenant coming at you. It's every stressor, everything you have. And you just gotta push through. Common ways I've found to deal with burnout. Like I said, one, relocate yourself, whether that's job, whatever. You have to find some sort of balance to move around the blockage. Now, shifting careers can be hard, whether that's because the pay is low when you first get into something, etc. You just gotta grab it by the balls and continue. I guess would be the best way to put it. Not really sure if that makes sense, but hopefully it does. Let's see. Oh, hey, look, more peoples. Or grunts, realistically. Yeah, your head probably feels like it wants to explode when you're burnt out, kind of like a grunt getting popped with confetti coming out. But it's always something taking a pop shot at you, kind of like this shackle. There we go. It may take a lot of shots from afar to be accurate, but you can get there. Burnout's not something that you deal with once, like I said previously. You're gonna deal with it more than once, and it sucks. But if you can identify it early, you can deal with it. I'm not worried about the shields, damn it. Oh, I don't know. Alright. Let's see here. Low health and everything around you. Feels like everything piling up. But we can just beat it senseless. And if we do that, we can deal with it. Alright, there we go. Carbine rifle, get a little bit more accurate. Hey, how did you get behind me? Alright. Thought I saw a medkit a minute ago. Where'd that medkit go? Just swore I saw one. If I go back to where I was. Oh no, that's not the medkit. I thought that was medkit. Well then. Okay. We'll continue on here. Just like trying to push through whatever it is you're dealing with at the moment. I'm not the best at giving advice or opening up about myself, but I think that's one thing that this channel is gonna try to push me to do better. It's not gonna be easy, but we're gonna give it a shot. Now, what makes burnout different than depression? Depression, it's very, very similar, but I don't know. I'd say that depression's more of, you tell yourself everything's fine. You lie to everybody about what's going on. Not because you want to, but because you don't want anybody to worry. You know, somebody asks how you're doing, you're burnt out, you might just say, yeah, I'm just trying to make it through the day. You know, or use the whole living the dream crap that other people do. And that one seems to just be, I have never understood that. Never understood that one personally. But somebody who's depressed is gonna say that everything's fine. They're gonna seem happy, right? Somebody who's burnt out just doesn't have the mental energy to continue doing that. They're not gonna do that. Not always anyways. Some might. But I think once you completely become burnt out, there's no way to force yourself to have that mental energy. I think it's really your brain is like a weapon, right? It can either be great and accomplish many things, or it can be pointed directly at you and then it's against you in every way. When that happens, you faceplant. No. I gotta start paying more attention to these enemies, man. Oh my god. See, just like this. Low health, it's like your energy, man. Yeah. Find your route to get through it. Okay, there's that. The brute's gonna be a problem. Think I have any nades left? No, I don't. Really? That's... Alright, right there in the foot. Okay. Alright, come on. It's like I want to finish this campaign, right? But mentally I'm like, am I out of what I'm out to talk about? But no. I just gotta think. Let's see. Need more ammo here. Oh crap. Ooh. Take that one out there. Oh my god. I have no rockets, nothing here, and there's enemies everywhere. See, this is what it can be like. This right here, these hunters, they're your mental, right? They're your mental. This is what's coming at you. I keep trying to block it. If I did nothing but, you know, not attack back and just let them keep coming at me, I'm gonna exhaust all options, and eventually it's gonna smack me down. Kind of like what's going on. See, there. You identified the weak spot. And you came at it. Right? You identify the problem, find a course to attack it, and done. Alright? You're not broken, you're overwhelmed. That's what it is. There's nothing to do with broken, not being good enough, whatever, being stupid, whatever you want to call it. It is really just a mental overload. It is everything coming at you at once, and then you just can't do it. You just shut off. Your brain calls it quits. Think of it like trying to download all of Call of Duty HQ with every title, Helldivers 2, all of that, and have it all running at once. Your internet's gonna run out of bandwidth. And when it runs out of bandwidth, it can't keep trying to download things. Everything just kind of stops. It's never a fun or easy task. So like I said, this is more of me just rambling. Hopefully this isn't too boring for you guys. Probably pick up a health kit here. I'm probably gonna try to stick with scripting later on, but I figured I just had to do it and make a video. Otherwise, I was just gonna continue not doing it because you get stuck in this pattern. I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later. There's not a good reason to do it. Oh, I don't have a good enough script. Whatever your case may be, whatever you keep telling yourself, that's probably the problem. And if you don't just do it, whatever it is you want to do that you're not doing because of whatever reason, you're not going to go further from it. Oh, where the hell? There it is. I'm skipping the cutscenes. I'm pretty sure that you guys have played ODST before, and you know, you've seen the cutscenes. If you haven't, definitely pick up MCC and just give it a shot. But one thing you notice in ODST is you go back and forth between these dark and gloomy, by yourself as the rookie, trying to piece together everything, to these lighter moments of just pure chaos while trying to puzzle it all together. It's kind of like trying to find pieces of your brain when you just haven't put it together yet. When it's all just scrambled. You gotta figure out how to put it together. There are the good moments. There are the bad moments. There are days that seem like they last way longer than they do. 24 hours is not a long time in the grand scheme of things with everything that we do between working, dealing with personal life. Hell, even your commute to work could be part of the reason you're burnt out. If you're just stuck in traffic every day, dealing with nothing but idiots, just slamming on their brakes for zero reason, keep having to fill up every couple days, price of gas isn't getting any cheaper. You know, you feel like your bank account's just draining. Now you got something coming up that you have to deal with, that you have no choice. You're gonna feel very, very lost. And hell, I don't have the answer. I couldn't tell you how to fix that. Sure, you can find a way. But what is it that you want to do? What is it that you're trying to push yourself? And why do you think that's holding you back? Once you can answer those three questions, you may be able to push forward. There's always something leading you somewhere, even if it doesn't make sense at the moment. So, why did the channel change? Let's talk about that for a minute. Why did this burnout lead to a change in how I want to do things here? Well, I end up keeping things bottled up really well, as plenty of you probably do as well. And I recently got back into watching old school style COD commentaries. And it got me thinking. You know, even though who am I to give you advice or talk about things? There are people who that genuinely helps. And, you know, if you want to listen to me, fine. You know, I can only tell you what I think and what my opinions are based on my own experience. I can't give you all the answers. But if people enjoy it and want to be around for that change, then let's see where it goes. I mean, I'm hoping that this is probably the last unscripted video. Because, like I said, I just decided, hey, we're gonna do it. I just hit record. I figured, ODST was fitting for this. Again, it's hard for me to discern the difference between burnout and depression, but depression can be damn near clinical, and you know, can require serious therapy to get over. Burnout, I guess, could require some therapy to get over as well, but I feel like 9 times out of 10 people can pull themselves out of burnout without professional help compared to depression. And burnout is all a mental game, which, I don't know, depression is more of a mix. You know, it could be a chemical imbalance, it could be hundreds of different things. Now, what do we look at for the signs of mental burnout? Well, according to ChatGPT, it's red flags are fatigue, lack of focus, irritability, brain fog. But you keep pushing because quitting feels worse until you crash. But sometimes it's better for you to walk away from the situation instead of grinding yourself to the point of, how would I put it? Grinding yourself down. Kind of like a drill into a drill bit, man. Eventually it just drills through till it pokes through, and then you're just, it's broken sometimes. You use the wrong drill bit. You keep pushing on the wrong material, it's just gonna snap. And you don't want to be there. You don't want to snap. You don't want that to happen. If you end up snapping, bad things are gonna happen. No, don't drive. Just stay there. Damn it. Come on. I forgot how many choppers were in this. Wow, I actually hit that. I'll add the visor on. I thought that was from the, thought that was from the brute. Like I said, this isn't scripted. This is all live commentary at the moment. But later on, I think I'm gonna try to go the voiceover route with the actual scripts, and we're gonna try to maintain focus a little bit better. But for right now, like I said, this is me trying to get out of my mental burnout. And it's not going to be easy. I don't expect it to be easy. I expect it to be a little harder than I think, but I'm hoping with some repetition that we'll get there again. Yeah, I'm still going to play some survival-based games. Things like that. This is probably more of two-part of anything mental burnout, more of the channel's at. But I think this is really gonna be where we try to keep the style. Is shorter videos and just me ranting on. God can't. He can't drive. It's like Florida drivers. Alright, so where are we at now? Well, we're still stuck in a rut. We're still questioning everything we're doing. We're still questioning what's gonna happen tomorrow and what we're gonna do if things go sideways. You still probably feel out of control with everything. Because that's another thing that can insinuate the burnout. Is if you're in situations where you can't just make something change. If it is something you can't just be like, alright, let me deal with this, then everything's gonna get scattered. Your thoughts are gonna get scattered. It's gonna keep you up. That's where the irritability probably plays into, is lack of sleep or not enough sleep, or hell, not even good sleep. Because here's the thing, you can get 8 hours of sleep, sure. Hell, you can get 5, you can get whatever. But if mentally you're not shut off, your brain isn't actually resting. You may be physically resting, but if the mind doesn't rest, then it has no time to decompress. That's another thing. If you don't have time to decompress, and burn yourself out more. Now, you don't want to be sitting at home alone all the time, not doing anything. But if you decide to take some time to yourself, disconnect from everything, and just sit in silence and relax, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, if you can, I would say disconnecting from everything for a while is a good idea. Man, I don't even know which one I'm going. Oh yeah, that one. It's funny, because I played a lot of ODST, but I still forget where I'm going sometimes. It's kind of like life. You've dealt with things a few times, you know what to do, but you still get lost, even on the simplest of tasks. It all boils back down to that overthinking. Alright, I think we're getting to the point where we're gonna end up calling it here. We're already 35 minutes in. I'm probably gonna edit this down a bit. Maybe. We'll see. It's probably just a little bit. But anyway, we're gonna try to make a return here. I'm not sure what my upload schedule is going to look like, or how often we're gonna look at it. I may be moving soon. That's another thing playing into this, and it's all just up in the air right now. So if you're new to the channel, just found it, you want to subscribe, go ahead, consider it. If my upload schedules are longer in between, don't worry about it. It's not that I'm not doing anything or not trying to work some things out behind the scenes, but it's probably that I just got life going on at the moment, and I just haven't had a moment to sit down and collect some thoughts. That's been the biggest thing, is the videos. So I've been overthinking it, trying to make them perfect. Like, oh no, this is boring. Like, I tried doing some more stock or two, and the editing of it is just boring. And that was another problem. But that's another topic for a different time, how to deal with things when they're just mind numbing. So, or maybe another topic. But anyway, I appreciate you all for stopping by on the channel once again. Hopefully the rants didn't put you to sleep and you wanted to see more of it, like I said, we're gonna try to do some stripping later. So that way it's not just so out of the blue. So I will see you guys again. Hit that sub button and hope to see you guys soon.